I don't. I have trust issues. All right. Hello, everyone. Long day, short day, good day. How many founders, entrepreneurs here today? How many aspiring founders, entrepreneurs? Some. So very entrepreneurial of a crowd. Suitable, I guess, since it is Founders Town, right? So my name is Joonas. I am an entrepreneur, founder of Norders Demand Agency. We are a brand and revenue partner for startups. So instead of being perhaps as often compared to a traditional marketing agency or a sales agency, we believe that the most important asset a brand has after having a solid product is their brand and how that is communicated to their unique audience and how then that unique audience is guided to give them money. So that's what we exist for. We're here at A-Grid. I hope you like the show. If you have any questions, I might not notice. I like my monologue here, but let me know afterwards. And as I said, he also mentioned we're located here, so very happy to have a chat with you guys afterwards. All right. So, today I'll be talking about something that I've noticed is very valuable for founders, for startups, and it's a fairly hot topic of the day called fractional leadership. You might have heard about it when it comes to finance or HR, that instead of hiring a full-time leader of that position, which might not make any sense for a young startup, is a smarter way to do it through fractional leadership. But that also applies for driving brand and revenue growth. And I'll talk about that as a key success element. And I'm not going to say a mistake, but a common possible issue I see with a lot of founders and startups is that we love our own product a lot. I'm sure you've heard about that. And often we should be loving the customer more and their problem. Sounds very basic, but I actually have some pretty solid systems and insights on how to execute that while still keeping the love for your product. I have 25 minutes sharp. I'll make it do. That's my picture, my show, get to show one. I'm from Eastern Finland, been working in B2B sales and marketing for 15 years now, founded Norders 5 years ago. And we currently work with 30 startups that all work internationally. And I think that's sort of the magic with today's systems and tools and tactics, that you can scale internationally really fast and quickly. And we really hope that our partners, our startup customers, would also choose strong niche ICPs, ideal customer profiles, that go beyond national borders, when really then the brand and revenue work can do most of the magic. But the problems that we see often in today's market, especially with startups, is that almost by definition, you're still starting up, right? So no one knows you. And if no one knows you, they simply can't buy from you. And the name of the game is to meet your customers and allow them to make a purchase. And as I said, I'm a big believer in brands, and a huge problem that I still see, unfortunately, a lot of the startup founders do is that they don't take their brand as seriously. But the fact is that if no one knows them, they can't make a sale. Another classic one, all familiar with this, not least time and hands. Our teams are small, time is very limited. We have other things to do as well, always short on resources, always prioritizing. Getting more tactical, this is the number one complaint, if I may, that I hear founders say, our customers say, just not enough potential clients in the pipeline, in the horizon. Where do we find those good customers who understand our culture, who have money, who are willing to work with us, who want to work with us, who love to work with us? And I think this has been the number one topic of 24. Even if you find people that know about you, even if you have resources to contact them and guide them through to your pipeline, and even if they say they have money and they have a need, they have a problem you can solve, it's the sort of risk awareness of this year that has been a big trend. Sales cycles are getting longer and longer. You feel like everything is in place. They have the problem, we have the solution, we did the demo, we did the pilot, but it's taking longer and longer. Sounds familiar? Big problem this year. So why are we still doing the things the old way? We need to try something new. I think this is partly venture capital's fault. Anyone working VCs from here? Good. I don't know why they love internal teams so much. I guess I do. It's valuation kind of thing. But we're moving fast. We're entering into new markets. Our product is in constant development. How do they expect that we can hire an internal team that will grow with us and adapt with us? Where what we really should be doing is we should be looking for solutions for different needs in different times and different markets. Just Finland and Sweden are so completely different. How are they expecting us to have one internal sales team to manage them both? A lot of startups start their sales and marketing activities by cold calling. I'll bundle these two, which is great as a way to start gathering market knowledge, but oftentimes we try cold calling and appointment booking as a way to get quick sales. And today's buyers are digital first. Buyer behavior is very consumer-like across all industries. I will spend 100 hours on YouTube to buy a pair of sneakers, but I won't talk to a salesperson. And the same is true across any sales process. We want to educate ourselves. We want to compare the solutions and shortlists with our colleagues. We want to ask our friends. But 30 minutes of my time on a sales call, that might not work. So we need to go consumer first on it and give them the tools, give them the content to make the decision. Okay, so let's just run ads. Everyone loves clicking ads. No one loves clicking ads. They're expensive. More and more people are having ad blockers these days. And it's getting more and more difficult to drive through that traditional ad funnel. Nothing wrong with any of these tactics. It's only wrong when you try to do them alone. Am I making some sense? No one has left yet. So, we need to do things differently. I believe we've seen the results. And a key driver for making that change in your startup's culture is the way it's being led. I believe that if a kid fucks up, it's only their parents' fault. It's always about the leadership. It's always about us founders and how we manage and lead our teams. And the best way I've seen the most successful startups, our customers that get to that hyper growth stage, they don't hire a lot of C-level leaders in their teams. So if you're a very early startup and you're thinking, oh, I need to hire all those C-level, I need a CFO, COO, CMO, CSO. No, you don't. Good news. You need, or you at least could very well need, fractional leaders. And a fractional sales leader and fractional marketing leader, so a person that takes over your sales or marketing operations for 1 or 2 days a week, is a great start. So you don't get that overhead. I think that's my next bullet point. Oof, no, it wasn't. No, second. You don't get that full-time overhead cost on your team. But the problem with a lot of fractional leaders, especially fractional marketing leaders, is that they usually can't do that much alone. So that's why what we believe to be the future of running your startup's growth is a person called demand leader. And basically, that's marketing and sales combined. Someone who takes over both your sales and marketing operations, usually 1 or 2 days a week, and you only pay for value. There's really, really cool, great talent there. Intrapreneurs, I think they like to call themselves, that work for you 1 or 2 days a week. They get their hands dirty, they do the work, they run the ads, they run the outbound, they run the website, and you only pay for results. Great way to bring people in, great way to get them tested. If it turns out great, you get great valuation, you get a lot of great success in new markets. Hire them, no problem, but it's a super easy way to get started. The biggest secret of success is the more niche you dare to go, the better. The more niche you dare to go, the better. Talk to a very specific audience of one, and that's also a huge opportunity when it comes to hiring fractional leaders, for example, to run your sales and marketing simultaneously, is that you get to hire a very niche expert to run your systems. So let's say you're building a product that potentially everyone could benefit for, right? That's often the case we dream of. But right now you have your first pilot from finance sector. It's a small bank somewhere who's now testing your product, trying it out, could be a potential customer. So if you nail that pilot, then you have one case study. Great. So the way I would 100% then execute is to go finance sector all in. There's a lot of banks in the world. Very often when we talk about niching it down, going very, very, very deep into one niche, our first initial reaction is that, well, then we're going to leave all these out. But if you actually do the math, it's usually a pretty big niche. And that's why I also always happily consider going across borders. When you niche down, it's not that geographically market specific anymore. So you can really serve the world. Once again, then that's where this sort of leadership can really bring value to the table. I think this was my first point. None of us have time, resources. We can't afford to have someone waving hands in our teams. We need someone who executes the strategy. We have the vision, us founders, us entrepreneurs. We know where we want to go. We know the big picture. If we don't, that's our job, then we figure it out. We need someone to get their hands dirty and execute. Okay, Joonas, how do I do it then? I'm getting there. You don't do anything with a customer-driven plan if your product sucks. So let's just get that out of here. But now we are in a position that we have a good product that can solve problems. So here's a simple checklist that we can all do with ourselves. This is the simple first strategy workshop questionnaire. I'm strategist by heart. I do all of our customer strategy workshops. These are the 5 simple things we go through when we onboard a new client. What do you actually solve and for whom? The big question here for solution actually is why would they choose us? That question alone sort of uncovers everything. I should have changed that. Why would they choose us? Who are they? And why us? What is our solution to their problem? How do we position ourselves in the market? Are we building a new category? Do we have an innovation that no one even knows they have a problem for? Or are we entering into an existing category with maybe something faster and cheaper, or definitely at least AI powered? What's the current market situation? Do our customers have money? Do they have knowledge? Do they have time? Do they know they have the problem? Who are we competing against? Direct, indirect. Who's our team and what's our tech stack like? What are we running on? Then the next step is to create a market-driven value proposition. In Finnish, markkinalähtöisyys. Beautiful Finnish word. How we go market first. What is the problem we're solving? Then really go deep on clarifying that ideal customer profile. Each ICP typically always has 3 buyer personas. So that's also a good reminder when building that one, that our team is 12 people strong, and traditionally if someone tries to sell something to us, they would assume Joonas is the CEO, he probably makes the decision. Well, let's say you're selling us a sales software or a marketing software. Sonia from our team would totally independently do that decision. I would have nothing to do with that. We're such a small team with pretty small of a budget. There would be some Slack conversations about it, but I wouldn't be involved with that decision at all. And that is exactly how decisions are being made, even with smaller organizations. If you're going to enterprise, then it's even more complex. So ICP doesn't mean, and I often see ICP strategies being marked down, well, it's all the B2B companies in Germany. ICP really starts just with vertical and horizontal. Horizontal, like which market, or are they perhaps Salesforce users? And which vertical with industry. But then it comes down to buyer personas. And typically I see three that you need to nail down. It's usually three stakeholders. Someone from C-level, someone who uses the product, and someone who authorizes that decision. Once you know those, there's a really, really famous, unfortunately we don't have enough time for that, so I'll leave you something to come back for more. The world famous mafia offer framework. So Bill, it's an offer too good to be refused. From the movie Godfather. Terrible Marlon Brando, sorry about that. But it's a very nice, sleek framework where you build what you have so far into a single one-pager offer. If you Google mafia offer, there's a lot of good material about it, or you can come and ask me. And that's basically the tool. Once we're here, then we start executing. So this for us takes around 10 days, and then it's go time. Then we build the digital buyer journeys. We know that by now, from strategy to execution. I'm sure there's some sort of a place here where I can leave this deck. So we have this 12-part strategy framework that I've been building. This is a sort of bird view picture. I see someone doing this. You're not supposed to see the details, but I can share the whiteboard with you and you can use it if you want to go through the workshop. We'll figure something out. All right. To sum it up, this is then what we execute. It all starts with the strategy, and by strategy, I mean ICP. I use that word maybe 700 times a day. Once we know whose problem we're solving and with what sort of message, what is our positioning, this is what we call the demand center pieces. This is the blueprint we need to have in 25, already next year. What is our visual identity, our website, our CRM in place, where we track success. And then the good news is we go back to basics. This is how decisions are being made. They need to know about us. Oh, I see you. Then they need to consider, not sure. And then they need to make a decision. Who went to business school? The previous slide is what matters. This is then the easy execution. Okay, they're not aware of our problem. What sort of content do we need to have for that? It's this kind of bar. Are they on TikTok or are they on LinkedIn? Do they go to events like this? What sort of content we need to have for each stage? Then just guide them through. And this is what we make most of our money from these days. ICP again. We build the database. We understand where customer is. And because it's 2024, we can build that customer base list. There are tools like LinkedIn Sales Navigator, like Apollo.io, like Cognism. Your email is out there and we'll find it. We work mostly with B2B. So this is our our best performing awareness funnel. Once we have the customer base list, we then approach it on LinkedIn with awareness ads. LinkedIn is now clearly trying to boost their user base a lot because LinkedIn ads prices are coming down. It has never been as cheap as it is today, especially for ads that don't take the user away from the platform, right? So they don't want you leaving it. So we run awareness ads for that database that we have created. And then, because LinkedIn loves even more personal brands, we use our customers, usually founders, because they are the spokespersons for the company, to contact the database on automation. Hi, I'm Joonas from Norders, looking forward to networking with like-minded founders, creating that brand awareness. A person gets network request from me, they go, who the hell is Joonas? Then they click my profile. And that's the new landing page. Oh, he talks about sales and marketing. Oh, there's a funny cat video. Great. With the ad, it's a bit more traditional, straightforward. They see the ad where we talk about their problem. Both of these places take them to the same place. We invite them to participate building with us. And here's where the magic starts happening. The less salesy we are today, the more sales we make. So doing a customer survey is definitely by far the best performing single tactic today for startups to start new customer acquisition. You build the awareness, then you invite your ideal customer profile to answer a simple type form, Google form sheet, or a quick phone call. Hey, I know you're busy, I value your time, just 3 questions, 10 minutes of your time, you answer a few questions. Once you have that, we overstart the loop with, we talked with 100 founders, with 100 decision makers like you, and they all said they have this exact problem. Does this sound familiar? And we run the same, but then to a sales meeting, or a demo, or a free trial. From awareness to leads. That's it. I'm on time, maybe. We're here. If you want to come say hi, Norders.agency, our website. Here's some of our results. We like results, even more than ICP word. Come and find us. Come and say hi. I hope you like the show.
I have a question.
Okay.
Can you share with us what's a big win you've had lately? Can you share something with us to get us in the sort of like the mood for winning again?
Big win that we've had lately. We started working with a company well-being business, a Finnish company that offers employee well-being services, a very, very traditional industry that doesn't have any history on digital buyer journeys. So it's always you meet and you make an offer and you make a decision. It's once a year. And with this funnel, they had already done the market research, but with the same funnel, we now digitalize their sales and now driving directly the ICP into making a purchase on their web store instead of the lead gen. And I think that's what I'm currently also most excited about, is that, as I said, buyer behavior also in business is now becoming very consumer-like. So the big win is that your customers also in the future will be making purchases for their businesses as they are making today for their sneakers. And that's very exciting to see. And I'm sure like very big complex products and services also in the future will be sold directly through online.
Now let's give it a round of applause. Thanks, Joonas.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Cheers.
Yes.